I think we need a good card for the Parliament force. What do we get here? Oh, 6 certainly isn't. Welcome back to Wargaming World, to England 1643, and to the finale game of the campaign of 1 Hour Wargames. Now I thought I'd start by giving you a different view of where this game is going to go. We have the third action from this campaign, and the aim is for the 2 cannons you'll see on the left hand side for the Royalists to be able to take down the road for further action in Lancashire for the Royalists. Now we've had Parliament forces trying to hold them back, but in this third and final game it is simply a straightforward standard battle. So you'll see on the right hand side that the Parliament forces have 5 units, 4 infantry, 1 cavalry, and the aim here is effectively for the Parliament forces to be the attacker, the Red Army in the scenarios. They'll move on the left hand side, perhaps attacking that cannon and the infantry, and hold their right flank. That's why you can see them with the unit there behind the fence. On the Royalist side, we've got 4 infantry units with 2 cavalry units. They're at a slight disadvantage because they aren't fully deployed. They do have 2 cannons as well, so 8 units in total. So let's start the game. So this is our scenario 2, a pitched battle, and as I mentioned, we've got 5 units for the Red Army, for the Parliament force, and then we've got a total of 8 for the Royalists. So it's the Red Army to go first. I'll just refer to them now as Parliament, and first thing we can do is to draw the first cards. So, Parliament card, straight away it's a joker. We draw a 14 in the joker. It's the enemy panic. So one of the Royalist units take 1 to 6 hits. I'm going to ignore the cannon. I'm going to say 1-2 is the white infantry units, 3-4 is the blue infantry, 5-6 is the cavalry. 3, so it's the first of the blue infantry units. How many hits? 3. I've moved forward with 3 infantry units and the cavalry, 2 infantry units, and the cavalry can fire and will do at the infantry ahead of them. The first target. Red is for casualties. If I roll a 1 or a 2, the unit will run out of ammunition. They don't, but they only do one casualty. Second Parliament infantry fire at the white unit here. So they retain their ammunition, and it's 5 casualties. Parliament unit will again fire at the same infantry unit. So that's 5 again, and they don't lose their ammunition card this time. As an ace, so nothing happens. Forward to movement. Plenty of movement. Move both of the blue units further forward. Also moved both of the cavalry units. One's going in front of the cannon, so it can't fire. It's going to go towards Parliament cavalry, and the second unit is perhaps going into a gap and maybe the flank. So that's moving in that direction, and then just at the top, got the other white infantry unit, which is moving towards the Parliament there and can still fire. For firing, I'm going to start with the cannon, and the cannon's going to fire at the cavalry. 6-2. Blue is for the damage. What have we got? So nobody runs out or lowers on ammunition. The minimum we're going to do is, well, actually nothing based on that, because we've lose at least 2, so nothing at all. Turn fire with this unit at the infantry in front of it. What have we got there? So that's 4. This unit's going to fire. It will be at half effect. So round it up. So we're going to be at 3 units, but I would do it at half effect because just the front unit. So I'm not going to do that. Wait to it until it can deploy. So as a result of that, it's the end of the first turn. Over to the Parliament card in turn 2. The Queen here, 1 to 3 units will remove some hit points. Units. That's a 2, so that's just the 1. 2, 3, it's the one in cover. Yes, it is. How many in terms of, and it takes all 3 of its casualties of actions. The infantry here is going to fire at the cavalry that's coming across it. This unit here is going to fire again at the unit in white. This cavalry here is going to take a shot at the blue unit, which is now come in front of it here. It's within 12 inches, so this unit is going to fire at the white infantry here. Casualties. So 6 casualties, and they haven't run out of ammunition. Unit firing at the cavalry. So 2, and again they haven't run out of ammunition. So they're certainly been lucky so far. The Parliament force here with a high number could destroy this white unit altogether. It's a 5 or 6. And it's a 5, so that unit is knocked out. Now that unit runs out of ammunition, but in doing so it's caused some heavy casualties. Firing from the cavalry, and that's 4. Units now up to 7. We need a royalist card. 2, so nothing's happening. Right, it's turned into a bit of chaos in the second turn. So we've got cavalry charging over here. Gone right across the infantry units. Got behind it the 2 blue infantry units have moved further forward. I've retreated back the white unit there. It's taken casualties, but it's in a position to fire at the Parliament unit. And I've then moved cavalry in between a gap to get towards the rear of the Parliament force, and to see if we can get some of that infantry turning. So quite a lot of chaos. Shooting first, and then some melee. Firstly, I'll fire this cannon. Damage, remember. So now it's a 6, which means it's going to be 4 for casualties. Now the rule that we're doing is that it doesn't run out of ammunition, but it can only fire every second turn. First time this unit has taken casualties, so it's 4, but it's going to come under fire again from this white infantry unit. So it's 6 casualties, so that unit goes up to 10. But they have also run out of ammunition. Same target again with this unit. It's only half effect. It's got half of its musketeers, but they will run out of ammunition if we roll a 1 or 2. So what do we get? They don't run out of ammunition, but only do 1 in casualties. But that unit's up to 11. It's 1d6 plus 2 for the royalists. It's only a 1, so that's 3. So chaotic scenes really at the end of turn 2. Royalists want to get at the Parliament forces, but it doesn't really look like it's a particularly good way of doing so. So, okay, over to turn 3. Parliament card is a 10. Right, so that's initiative, and it means that a single unit can do something twice. So, movement. I've moved this pike and shot unit into the flank of the cavalry. Can do, because they've run out of ammunition. Obviously we've got melee with the cavalry already. Up at the top I have turned 2 units so that they can fire at the cavalry as they go past, and then the unit here in front of me, unless it runs out of ammunition, can fire twice at the unit it faces, and that's what we're going to start with. First shot doesn't run out of ammunition, and it's a 6. It is now up to 13. Second shot, it removes the unit, and again they don't run out of ammunition. Every card and every roll seems to have been going the Parliament's way, but this unit is removed. Firing on the cavalry, first unit, red dice, remember, so that's 4. Second is the infantry has caused another 6, so that's 10 in total. It does run out of ammunition. Both these units have now run out of ammunition. We start with the cavalry. That's just a 1 here in the flanks, means that it's going to be 2d6 against the cavalry with the infantry. On the roll, that's a 6, so that's 12, which means that unit is now removed. Well, this card in a game that has really gone against them right from the start. King, however, it's not so bad. So 1 to 3 units rally up to 3 points. There's actually only 3 units remaining. So how many units? 2 of which have got casualties. So the 2 units which have casualties can have casualties removed. First is 3, which is the cavalry. Also 3. This is where this game turns, because in terms of distance, we've got 12 inches for the cavalry to move into the flank in fact into the rear of the Parliament cavalry. That's where they get to. One cannon fire, so the cannon and the infantry will fire at the unit in front of it, and then this blue unit, will fire at the Parliament unit there, which I think is on 11 there, to see if the Royalists can get back in this game. 3, they run out of ammunition, and that Parliament unit is on 14. So I'll fire at it, and then I'll also fire at it with the cannon. What's the impact going to be? 2, and they run out of ammunition. But we -2, so again it's no effect. However, over here it's a question of whether this gamble will pay off. It's 1d6 plus 2, double. Roll a 6 here. The Parliament cavalry is knocked out in one go. But it's a 2, so 4, so 8 is the casualty. Okay, well, with the cavalry action, it's getting quite close at this game. So it's starting with the Parliament force, and let's see what card they've got. That's an 8, and an 8 means we're short on ammunition. So 8 is ammunition shortage, and there's only one unit which could be short in this turn. And that's this one, so we need to start with the movement of a Parliament. I've turned with the cavalry, so I'll work that out in a second for action. Over here I've moved the unit away from behind the fence, so that's now marching on its way. It ran out of ammunition in this turn, but it'll still have ammunition. I've moved the unit that was on 14 out of the way, so we don't lose it, although I can't guarantee it isn't going to get fired at by this cannon. I've moved a unit behind it, and I've got a unit here in front. Now I could advance into the pike, however I don't want to get also hit in the flank by this unit, so I'm going to pause until I've got 2 units next to each other and engage together. Nobody has ammunition over here, so it means they aren't in danger of getting hit from the infantry, although they might from the cannon. LA over here is 1d6. The Royalist unit is on 7, the cavalry. Plus 5 takes them up to 12. A Royalist card, what do we get? 3, so nothing happening there. Now, it's movement before shooting, and I don't want to go and advance with these 2 blue units in against the red unit, because it means I couldn't fire with the 2 cannons. If you remember, this one at the top can only fire every other turn, but it's now that it can, both can fire. And if with the one at the top there, you roll a d6 minus 2, if I get a 3 or more firing at this retreating unit, that unit will be removed. So let's start there. 4 more, remember, and it's a 6, so that unit is removed. With this cannon, again it's a minus 2, and this unit has 6 casualties already. So it's just 1, so it takes it up to 7. Now we've got the Royalists attacking this cavalry unit, which is on 11. Remember, the Royalists also get a plus 2, so it's a minimum of 3 in the action. So if I roll a 2 or more, the Parliament cavalry disappear. That's a 5, and so that unit is removed. And the campaign has come down to this: 3 units remaining against each other, plus obviously the 2 cannon. We've got for the Parliament forces just 3 infantry units, but 1 with ammunition, which is the one that's coming out from the fence there. We've got 1 cavalry unit, a bit battered, but a cavalry unit remaining. And then for the Royalists, that is, then these 2 blue units. So very much in the spirit of 1 Hour Wargames, blue versus red. And so we start with a card for the Parliament force. An ace, so nothing's happening there. Okay, so the start of the new turn, we have movement with the Parliament force into combat. Another advance with the other unit, and they can't be fired at by the cannon in this turn, so we might well see Royalists going into action 2. We've got cavalry here, but the unit has moved up behind it, the Parliament unit, and it can fire at it, so it will do, and we'll start there. This cavalry is up to 12. If I roll 3, 4, 5 or 6, it is removed, but it's only a 1. This blue unit have 4 casualties, so we need to roll for the effect of this attack. We got that. It's just the 1 up to 5. Really significant that the 2 1s I've just rolled, casualties to the cavalry, which could have been removed, and casualties against this infantry unit, might well now determine how this game is concluded. Start with a card. It's a 4, so nothing's movement. The infantry have moved together, but also with the cavalry, they've now been able to crash into the rear of the infantry here, so that could be really severe. So it's a 1 plus 2, and then doubled, hitting in the rear. This plus 2, and that's a 6. It's an 8, 16, so that unit is wiped out. Over here, just 1d6. That's 3. So it's a new turn, and is there anything more that the Parliament force can do? I think we need a good card for the Parliament force. What do we get here? Oh, 6 certainly isn't. Now 6 is confusion. 1 to 3 of their own units may not move this turn, and we only have 1. We can't move, but I am going to give it the benefit of the doubt. It's on a very tight line for 12 inches, but it is in range, so I am going to say that this unit can fire before we do the melee over here. Cavalry's on 13, so odds on should be removed, but let's wait and see. Now it's a 2, so the cavalry are removed. However, the ammunition is now out. So effectively we've ended up now with 2 infantry units against each other to square off. Nobody has any ammunition. The only ammunition is from the 2 cannon. Melee here, let's have a look. Just 2 for Royalists is a 7. Would be ammunition shortage. Now I'm going to say that effectively I'm going to apply that to the cannon, so I'll talk about what I mean. Cannon can't fire anyway because the only target is already in melee. The one that I have over here, I'm going to say, is the only one which could effectively have fired and fire at the units approaching over there. So I'm going to say that that is out of ammunition for this turn. So the only other thing we're going to do is we've got movement as well as fighting. I'm going to say I think this is the decisive element. We've now got the infantry moved into the flank of the unit that's fighting, so double effect. So let's roll for melee, 1 facing it, and then we double the effect attacking in the flanks. First roll is a 3, so double, so we've got 9 in total, is up to 12. And that is the end of the turn. So turn 7, 2, nothing's happening. I've advanced that unit. They would attack the blue unit in the flank if they were near enough, but not until next turn. So I can continue with the melee, but I suspect, I don't doubt, that the red unit is going to be wiped out by the end of this turn. Impact is 2, unit is 4 in total. So card for the Royalists is an shortage, so effectively the cannons aren't firing. This unit's on 12, and effectively we've got 3 dice to roll against it. This unit's going to be removed. Well, we're now right down to the bare bones. I think the Parliament unit can move into the flank of the Royalists, but they will then do that in turn on their turn. So okay, I'll do that, but let's just see what happens with the cards at the start of the turn. Here we got for the Parliament 4, so nothing happens. Moving into the flank does have double effect. Oh wow, right, okay. Okay, so that's 12 plus what that unit might already have. It's wiped out, so I'll remove that unit. So we've got a Royalist card. What do we have here? So we've got a Jack. Now a Jack means that a single unit can do something twice. So therefore the final showdown is going to be the Royalists. They can do something twice. So in the remainder of this turn we're going to roll 2 dice to see what casualties are incurred, and they might knock each other out up to the point where we just end up with the 2 cannons themselves. Roll this twice rather than double. 2 plus a 6 takes us to 8. That leaves us at the end of this turn with 8 casualties for the red and 4 for the blue. Over to the Parliament at the start of the next turn. Jack, same thing, and make 2 casualties. I'll roll it twice, so 1 and a 6, so 7 takes us up to 11. Royalist card is a king. King is a rally, so we get 1 to 3 hits back. How many back? Blue. 2 is now at 9, the red is at 8, but we need to roll for casualties against it. 6, that takes it up to 14. Really incredible to think about where we've got to in this campaign, and all the way down to the fact that we're down to 2 units, the Parliament on 14 and the Royalists on 9. So if with the Royalist roll they roll a 6 and knock out the Royalists, they will capture the 2 guns. Alternatively, if not, it's very likely that the Royalists will win the day. So it's all come down to this. Start with a Parliament card. Oh, it's a king, right, so we can get some points back. Just the 1. So that unit is on 13, and if it rolls a 6 off this dice, it's won the game. I didn't think we were going to get all the way down just to just 1 roll, but if it's a 6, the game's done. But it's a 2. Royalist card. Oh, another king. So we've got more rally points. They rally. Just the 1 back to 10. So anything but a 1 and the Royalists win the game. And it's a 5, and that's it. The campaign is won by the smallest of margins by the Royalist force. And with that, that's it. The guns are going north, and that really was the tightest of mini campaigns, won by the Royalists, keeping hold of their artillery with just a 3 or 4 points remaining of their force. It could have been won by the Parliament force, and indeed across the whole of the campaign, across this whole area, could have gone very much either way. So just leaves it with me to say thanks very much for watching. Thanks for watching across for those who've watched all 3 of the games and the videos. Any thoughts, then feel free to put comments in the 1R Wargames fan group, or indeed on the YouTube channel. Glad you've enjoyed it, and thanks for your time to watch. And next time, I think for 1R Wargames we might introduce a new period with some Vikings, so look out for that one. And yeah, thanks again, and I'll see you next time.